Hello, hello. Welcome to Healing Fire. My name is Judy. Happy Halloween. Happy Samhain. Happy All Hallows Eve. Whichever you'd like to call it, the Celtic New Year. Thank you, welcome, and thank you for being here. We have some lurkers already. Cool, welcome. If you don't need to be a lurker, please chime in, say hello, maybe say where you're watching from. Be cool, glad to have you. Did anybody have any fun plans tonight? Did you go out with any kiddos or grandkiddos or have neighborhoods? Yay, starting to pop in. Bubblegum Pop, happy Halloween. Jackie Jan, oh, cute little emojis. Hi. Terry, blessed Samhain to you as well. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining. I'm going to make comments public here, so just a forewarning. Skyfire, how are you? Happy Halloween. Maureen, oh, yay. Thank you for joining. Oh, so many fun names and familiar names and faces. Sort of faces. It'd be really cool if we could all do like a big Zoom thing. I still want to do that. I need to figure that out. Angel, hello from 39 degrees Colorado. Kids are exhausting. Indeed. Yes. Mine are, well, working on grandkids now. So yeah, past that stage. So I have a funny story about that. So had two boys. And the oldest one, major sugar fiend, still is. The youngest one, not so much. He was more into salty things, still is. The oldest one really didn't want to go out and go trick-or-treating, which is completely beyond me. I don't understand it. The youngest one, he was all about it. And so we used to make this game because I grew up in the country and we rarely had trick-or-treaters. And so I knew that the places in the outlying areas, like they always hoped to get trick-or-treaters, but they never really did, but they'd still have candy. So I used to take my youngest one. This is kind of bad in a way, but kind of fun also. We made this game out of it. So he had his little pumpkin, right, that he'd get candy with. And then I had, an extra like pillowcase. And so we'd go to all these outlying areas and he'd trick or treat. They were so excited to have a trick or treater. They would like dump his pumpkin full of candy. They're like, oh, here, because he didn't have anything in it. Then he'd get in the car and he'd dump it all out in the pillowcase. We'd go to the next house. They're like, oh, you don't have anything here. He just raked in the candy, which he had really no interest in. But he'd get home and then his older brother would be like, score. And that was all his candy. So that was like our little family story. But we used to make a game of it, my youngest one and I. So kind of fun. Let's see. I'm going to catch it. Oh, Maureen, 51 and chilly there in Pennsylvania. I don't even know. Let me see what it is. It's raining right now, which is always a bummer on Halloween. But, it's also where I live. Very, very common for that to happen. Almost expected. It is currently 54 degrees. It was a high of 55 and will be a low of 39. So, yep, starting to get on the chilly side. Ooh, I forgot. I had this. My friend Shannon made me this little Halloweeny thing. There. This is from last year. Oh, let's see if I can find it. What do you think? That's kind of cute, huh? It's kind of Dia de los Muertos a little bit with a little skull and the flowers. She made that for me last year and I kept it. So thank you, Jackie Jan. That's courtesy of my friend Shannon. She's very, very artsy, very fun. So I have a lot of things that I want to kind of share with everybody. And I tend to be an oversharer. So I guess, apologies on that. I have some news stories too, of course. But as many of you guys know, a lot has been going on, in the personal realm. So my my dad a couple weeks ago was in the hospital. About everything wrong that could be wrong. About every organ was having an issue: gallbladder, liver, pancreas, heart, blood clots, you name it, heart rate, AFib, blood pressure. It was all, whole body was infected. There was literally everything wrong. They wanted to do a surgery for him, but they were worried that he would go into a heart attack on the table. And so we didn't do the surgery, put it off until he could get more stable. So now the surgery is scheduled for next week. So crossing fingers, all will go well with that. Anyway, meanwhile, my son and daughter-in-law, she went into full preeclampsia and ended up, long story, kind of bearable, not really short. She was admitted to the hospital, and then they were like, okay, they thought she was stable enough, so they sent her home. Then she ended up having to come back to the hospital because her blood pressure kept spiking. And so they're like, now you're staying here. And she's 3 months early. She was only, almost 3 months. She was 29 weeks. And so they're like, yeah, you're going to stay here. Well, they got everything pretty stable and all of that. And I went to see her and one night, and she was like, I think it was Monday night after work. I went there after work, and she was doing pretty well. Baby was doing pretty well. And then I got up. I had Tuesday off of work, and I got up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I just got this, you need to check your phone. And so, from my guides, and so I'm like, oh, okay. So, and I opened up my phone and look, my son had called twice. Like, oh no, because that's not good, because he never calls me ever, 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 ever. And so I'm like, oh no. And I immediately just called him without even checking to see if I had a voicemail. I couldn't get through to him. Then I checked to see if I had a voicemail. She went up to go to the restroom in the middle of the night, like, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the morning, something like that. Anyway, and she thought she was going to faint. And anyway, so I'm not sure if there's some blood at that point or not, but anyway, so she called the nurse, and they're like, oh, not good. So they went to check for a heartbeat. They couldn't find one. Then they went to check on ultrasound. They couldn't find him. So they're like, you're going in now. And they took her into emergency C-section, and he was born 29 weeks, very early. Back when my kids were little, that would have not gone well. Thank God for modern advancements. They had previously given her 2 steroid shots for the baby's lungs while she was in there, just in case something happened, because they were waiting, just hoping it wouldn't, but preparing, right? Anyway, so he was born, little boy. So I have a grandson. I'm grandma. People at work are calling me Glammy. They're like, oh, good. I have toothpaste on my teeth. That's great. They're like, are you going to be grandma? I'm like, yeah, well, sure, whatever. I don't get caught up and annoyed by it. So people are like, I don't want to be called a grandma. I'm like, I think it's privilege. I'm okay. If you want to call me grandma, call me grandma. But at work, they're like, you need to be grandma. I'm like, okay, I like that. Anywho, so when he was born, he seemed to be able to breathe on his own, which was exceptional, and we were really happy about that. He had a tiny little baby CPAP. It was so cute. And then a couple of days ago, so he was born on Tuesday morning. Then what is today? I don't even know. Today's Friday, so Thursday. So Wednesday, they discovered that he had holes in his lungs. So both lungs, not good, because basically that acts like a sucking chest wound. They couldn't, when you breathe in, it's like your diaphragm goes up and down, and that's what, pulls air in, pushes air out, right? He because there were holes there, wasn't able to get oxygen in there. And so they put, oh God, this poor little baby, it just breaks my heart. They put chest tubes in both sides through his ribs, one in each lung, and he's on a ventilator. Poor little nugget. And and then of course they don't want him to cry or try to cry. He can't really cry, but they don't want him to try to cry because that, doesn't aid in the healing of the lungs. So they have him on medication and that kind of stuff. But they're giving him some medicine, and they're hoping, I guess this medicine, it's not a steroid, it's something else, but they're hoping that it kind of aids in hurrying up the lung development. So we're hoping by the end of the weekend that they'll be able to take the tubes out, and they have to keep changing them out all the time, and it's icky. Poor little baby. And get him off ventilator, which would be fantastic. So that's what's been going on in my little world. So I can deal with a lot of hell because I've mostly done that in my entire life, one hell or another. And so I just kind of, power through, redhead, Celtic, Aries, just going to deal with it and go. I kind of reached my max last week because there was just work pressure, and we were moving at work, and sales are down, and I'm the only one paying my bills, and that's not working out well. And just, I was just like, my stress level was off the charts. And I'm like, and I need to get to you guys, and there's the country's doing blah, blah, blah. And when I get that way, it's and I know I preach a lot of, make sure you're in your, got your energy centered and set your bubble and all that. When I start getting that high of stress level, then my empath boundary tends to dissipate a bit, and going to the hospital and all the people around me with what they're dealing with, I started feeling them, and I'm like, and I just I melted down at work one day, and my manager's like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine. And so it's like, I apologize for not being here as much for you guys. I just was maxed. So thank you for your patience. The thing about YouTube land is if you don't put something out on the regular, people just tend to drop off. And so, that doesn't do me any favors as far as the channel goes, but I'm human. So I had one day after the hospital, I went over to my friend Shannon's house, who made me this little headpiece. And bless her heart, I just needed somewhere to go that wasn't home. And it wasn't a hospital, and it wasn't family. And it was like, and she lived fairly close to the hospital. So I'm like, can I just hang out for a bit? And bless her heart, she let me come over. She's like, can I feed you? And I'm like, I really wasn't hungry. I'm like, no, I just, but she still had 2 loaves of homemade, freshly made bread that she gave me, which was amazing. So Shannon, I don't know if you're lurking here or not, but it was amazing. And just, she was a great ear and listened to me. And the whole time she's like, what can you give up? What can you give up? What can you give up? I'm like, nothing. There's nothing I can get. I'm not going to not be there for my parents. I'm not going to not be there for my grandchild and my son and my daughter-in-law. I'm not going to, I have to go to work. There's nothing I can give up. And I'm like, nothing. There's nothing I can give up. And they were kind of asking me how it work too. They're like, okay, well, you're under a lot of stress. What are you going to do? And I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I just got to keep on keeping on, man. Just got to one foot in front of the other. That's what I do. And then I'm like, I needed to get outside of my head. So thank you to John and Viviani, if you're here. I piped in on their show, and I'm like, I needed an outside perspective, because even intuitives need other intuitives to read them once in a while. So I'm like, looks kind of bad, I guess. I'm asking for help for outside of me, but I need somebody outside of my head. And I piped in on the show. I'm like, I need a path forward. Like what, and I just left it at that. And John, it was interesting. They both saw fire around me, but of course, but that's me. I'm an Aries, Celtic fire, healing fire. That's, I kind of float in fire. They both saw fire around me and in a forest, which is also cool because the forest is like my healing. That's where I go to decompress and hike and camp and do all that. And John was like, you need to, he goes, you don't need to set everything on fire. I'm like, and I sat with that for a while and I realized, that's what I do. I just I go out just fire blazing on anything I do and 100% on everything. And he's like, sometimes you just need to let things happen and not necessarily go 100% and, set everything on fire. And then Viviani was great because she's like, I see, fire in your background, but a, clear meadow in front of you. And, that was nice. So I think the message I got on that is it's okay to not do this every day, basically, because I need to go to the hospital. And by the time I get home from the hospital, I don't have enough energy to do this. And, so either after work, I'm either going to go to the hospital or I'm going to come home and do YouTube. That's what I do. Or sometimes I need to actually work from home as well. So it's like, I can't do it all. And so I've decided, and hopefully you guys will hang with me, but at least for the time being, I'm going to do 3 or 4 days a week is when I'll do my YouTube, and I'll do lives, and I'll do member lives probably on I'll put out my schedule. Fridays or Saturdays, I'll do a general live on Sunday. I'll collaborate or do a video on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm thinking every other day is what I'm going to try to do. So hopefully that works with you guys and you can hang with me. But I wanted to explain a little bit what's going on. Again, I tend to overshare, so sorry. But that's what's going on. And thank you. Thank you for your support. I've gotten a lot of nice messages from people, and thank you for hanging with me and being really cool. And thanks to John and Viviani for letting me hear outside my own head too. So yeah, that's the plan. So with all my rambling, I haven't checked to see what everybody's saying. So let me catch up with y'all. Fleck 36, that the parents don't want me to share name and details really on, even though I just shared his whole story, but not his name and all of that on social media. So I'm not going to say his name, but it's very cool. And but he was 3 pounds 2 ounces, just a tiny little nugget. So, oh my goodness. And so far, he is getting better each day, I think. So just, once the chest tubes and the ventilator are out, that's the good part, because it just makes my heart hurt for him. Hey, Jackie Jan. Terry, I know. John, Benny, and Viviani. They're great. They have a great chemistry. I just love it. It's so fun. Thank you, Maureen. I appreciate you. Terry, yeah, time for me. That's been my great life challenge. I'm going to try to force myself to try to get to actually go to the gym, not just think about going to the gym and do that, because I need to do that too. So Edward Kenneth, thank you. How are you doing, buddy? You can call him Little Peanut. Mom calls him Squish, but my son doesn't like that. He's like, he's not a squish anymore. He's born. He's a human. So, but he is just, of course, he's precious because I'm grandma, so I'm gonna think he's precious. But respectively, they're all doing well. Daughter-in-law just went home today. So that's good. And the hospital has been doing really, I mean, they're great. They have a great NICU. And he gets his own room. I had no idea back when my kids are born, like they were all collective in a room. He gets his own little NICU room. And there's little it's not really a bed, couchish thing that mom can sleep on. And because she's like, I'm going to be here every night. I can't not be here. So she's going to go home and shower and see their dogs. They have three large rescue dogs. So she's missing them, and she's going to go and, snuggle with them for a bit. And then she's coming back to the hospital tonight. So that's what's been going on. Lots of stuff. And then next week we do the surgery with my dad. So one day at a time. Oh, thank you, Edward. Appreciate you. Yeah, poor little guy. So meanwhile, I do have some news notes too. So we'll do some news notes. And if you guys have any questions on anything, feel free to put it in there. Thank you for listening to my blah, blah, blah. I just wanted everybody to know what was going on, so you didn't think I was just being a slacker. So yeah, Maureen, it's amazing. They're really cool. They're really cool. And it's nice because, we can all be in there around him. So I haven't held him yet. Nobody but mom and dad are allowed to hold him until like the end of December. And so, he's 30, until he's 37, till he should be 37 weeks. So mom and dad can hold him, although so far I think even just mom has held him. I don't think my son has even held him because there wasn't a lot of time. He wanted her to be able to hold him, and he's been hooked up to tubes and things. So we did the little finger squeezy thing, and he does that. But even my son hasn't really held him yet. It's just been mom who's held him a couple of times. So anywho, but her mom, who's also awesome, she brought him a little preemie t-shirt that said "My First Halloween," and even that is giant on him because he's so tiny. Although he looks pretty good, because a lot of times when they're that early, they're all hairy and stuff. He's not hairy or anything, so he actually looks pretty good. Anyway, let's see what I've got. F45 is limiting refugee admissions to a record low of 7,500 people in the country. However, prioritizing white South Africans. There's nothing racist about that. And I'm sure has something to do with Mr. Musk wanting to import workers at his plants. Because I remember that in the when he was running for president. He had been talking about that at one point. And Mississippi, apparently 14 law enforcement individuals, 2 of them sheriffs, were indicted for taking bribes, offering safe passage for drug traffickers in Mississippi, a very red state. Isn't that why, supposedly, why they're all hot and heavy about ICE? Is trying to control all the drug traffickers, and yet the red state police are taking bribes from them and escorting them through the state. Okay. Sounds Republican. Allegedly for entertainment, spiritual purposes only, as is everything on this video and on this channel, by the way. Putting that out in the big wide universe. So this was the thing that caught my attention. I was working on this like at 1:30 in the morning this morning, same thing. So Bill Gates had this U-turn on his climate change perspective. Well, that's what the headline said. When you read into it and what he actually said, it's not really a full U-turn, but it was enough to placate F-45. And for F-45 to come out and declare that he finally won the war against, the green scam, green, whatever, the climate warming argument, because he doesn't believe in climate change. And so he said he finally won the climate change war, that Bill Gates had done a U-turn and reversed his opinion on it. Like, he didn't really. It was more like one aspect of it, but it was enough for F-45 to come out and spew his nonsense like he usually does. But that immediately got my little spidey senses going of why, what do they have going on together? So of course I looked into that. So it's all about AI, which, F-45 has been like, everybody needs to invest in AI. Meanwhile, other people are going, the AI bubble is about to burst. So, but anyway, Bill Gates stands to make a ton of money, as does F-45. So it would seem. It's supposed to be our country, but really it's F-45. So Gates met with F-45 regarding AI and other major initiatives. Through this big barfy bill, Gates and his various companies are receiving a lot of tax credits, basically, right? According to Gates, quote, the AI people are chasing some mind-blowing profit streams. He's saying it's a mind-blowing profit stream. If he's saying it's mind-blowing, you're probably talking trillions and trillions of dollars, right? So AI, here's the challenge. AI will increase the electricity demand by as much as 10% globally. That's actually a lot. This will create supply chain and permitting bottlenecks, which is a problem. He said that natural gas is a solution, but there are supply issues with that. So it's an opportunity for fission, fusion, geothermal storage to come in and show that in the early 2030s, we, the United States, can be a part of the picture. Catching the nuclear bit, what's F-45 been saying? He wants to do more nuclear testing, things like that. Okay. Gates founded a company called TerraPower. AI data centers are already looking to fill TerraPower's book of business. So the revelation of, or this revelation, I guess, comes after TerraPower announced a new investment led by the venture arm of the chip maker, NVIDIA. But wait, there's more. I'll get back to NVIDIA in a second, but just put a pin in that one. So according to Gates, he says, we live in a very uncertain environment, meaning all of the tariffs and all of the, does this company get taxed, or does this country get taxed? And, if he's doing business, he doesn't outside of the United States or in partnership with other countries, he doesn't want his product to get taxed. So he's wanting the tax write-offs from the big barfy bill and he doesn't want future prospects of his product to receive a tax, right? So he's looking to work the both ends of the deal with F45, who's making the decisions. And so that's where he's coming out saying, well, it's an uncertain environment. So you need to capitulate to F45, make him feel whole and fat and happy, and then you get your way, right? So how do you do that? Oh, yeah, well, climate isn't quite as bad, right? Give him a win. That's his win. So TerraPower will have some of its parts built in South Korea. This is a quote from Gates. So the question is are those parts a 0% tariff or, I don't know, a 40% tariff? Which one is it? That's up to the government. That's up to F45. So that's the stake in the game that they have with each other right now. Gates also owns a company called Breakthrough Energy. They're heavily invested in new, scalable, clean energy technologies. Gates primarily, his interaction with F45 is related to the government policy and funding. So it's all about taxes. He wants his, like I said, he wants his tax write-offs, but he also doesn't want the parts of the production that might be in South Korea to be tariffed either. So ensuring that federal incentives and regulations support the development and deployment of next-gen clean energy, such as advanced nuclear. Here we go with NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is centered around U.S. tech policy, national security, and trade with China. NVIDIA's they make AI chips. So NVIDIA's AI chips are critical to the AI arms race, is what it's known as now. There's an AI arms race between the U.S. and China. F45 made a deal with NVIDIA to allow some chip sales, that they can sell some chips to China as long as he gets a 15% cut for whatever is sold to China. Jensen Huang, who is the NVIDIA CEO, has actively lobbied the F45 administration to ease the export and restriction process. So they're working on him about that too. You know, get rid of that red tape. We don't want that red tape. He has told F45 we should be allowed to compete globally with these restrictions and red tape. We just can't do that. NVIDIA announced $500 billion building. Announced $500 billion that they will be building AI in the U.S. It's also contracted through the U.S. Department of Energy. That's a government contract, right? But also remember, they work with national security. All these little things just intertwined together. So people always ask about sources. All the sources I've gotten for this: Washington Post, AM Bazaar, Built-in, CBS, Omni, The Guardian, Ground News. So all of that is a variety of sources. Yeah. So if you're wondering why would Bill Gates give F45 a win? That's why. He stands to make likely trillions of dollars. That's worth a little, oh yeah, well maybe this thing isn't so bad. And give F45 his win. That's all he needs to do to have zero tariff fees when he does business with South Korea. And F45 makes I get a 15% kickback on anything sold to China. And NVIDIA is going to spend $500 billion on a facility in the United States. And also he owns stock in these companies as well. No conflict of interest there. And they get government contracts. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. So now I'm going to catch up on comments here. Bear with me. Well, an angel, thank you. I was waiting for somebody to Skyfire. I was waiting for somebody to ask about JD and CK's wife. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure there's a thing there. She was not broken up when he exited the planet. I'll say that. And Usha has been less than impressed with Couch Boy. So I'm not surprised because they're both opportunists, right? So they're both, it would make them a power couple, basically. And that's what both of them want. Pure greed, Jackie Chan. Yes. Disgusting. Radiation doesn't sound Maha-ish to me. Guy is going to be even more pissed than she already is. Raping the earth is not the answer. Yeah, well, this administration does not care. Yeah, just a few months ago, Gates wanted to block the sun over the UK to slow down global warming. Well, and that's the thing, is the things he's still doing are actually still earth friendly. A lot of what he's planning on doing. So it's just that he gave F45 his little nugget of a win so that he could make money. That's all it is. But he's still supposedly his actions are still towards producing things that are earth friendly. I don't know, but and again, until the megas understand it, why would you do that and just sabotage I don't know. I don't. Money. It all boils down to money. Follow the money. Aunt B, really? Huh. That's odd. Now I'll check my link, make sure it's a current link. That's strange. I haven't had that issue before. I haven't had an issue with Venmo asking for driver's license. That seems strange to me. So I'll check my link and make sure it's current and accurate. That's weird. Oh, take care of that puppy, Maureen. Okay, well, let's ask about, let's see what's going to happen with JD and CK's wife. Yeah, that's weird about that. I haven't heard of that with the Venmo thing. That's really strange. I'll check my link in the description and make sure it's current. So, but thank you. Thank you for thinking about me. I appreciate it. I haven't had anybody else give me issue or say that there have been issues to my knowledge, but I'll redo it and make sure it's accurate. Thanks for letting me know. It seems odd. Unless they're just not her. She can't have anything. Okay. Let's see. Let's do a read on What do I say? Couch Boy and CK's Widow. Couch Boy and CK's Widow. What are they looking like? Thinking maybe just a 3-carder on them. Oh, interesting. That's curious. Knight of Wands. So there's a lot of chaos going on. Obviously, she just lost her husband. There's all of that chaos, though she didn't seem too brokenhearted about it. And he is having to deal with the Orange One and all of the chaos that is. But he's just kind of sitting there assessing the situation. So the Wands are creating a plan. He's making plans. Like, I mean, everybody knows that F-45 is on his last legs. We don't timing, who knows, because he's getting all the care that he could possibly need or want, basically. So they're extending his life as much as anyone can, more care than any of the rest of us would get. But we know it's going to be soon. He is not well. He is very sick. Same thing. But anyway, so they know it's just a matter of time before this one takes over, poor Couch Boy takes over. Usha has not been impressed with the racism that's come out with. It also doesn't fit with the alt-right national Christian agenda, having an Indian spouse and children. So if they could pair him up, if Project 2025 people could pair him up with somebody, who would be the person they would pair him up with? Well, that would be CK's Widow. And since CK was vying for a presidential spot, she's feeling kind of ripped off from not being first lady. So who do you think she's going to try to suck it up with? That would be Mr. Couch Boy. I mean, they're basically the reality show power couple, right? None of it's real. Nothing in that world is real. They all use people to their own means. So, I think with all the chaos going on, he's kind of assessing and figuring out a plan of what's going to happen. And then we have Queen of Swords. So there's the truth of the matter. And the truth, as you see, I like this card because it shows the chaos around truth. The doves flying around, and there's 5 doves, which is chaos. So whenever you wield the sword, it's, the sword of truth that always creates chaos, because people think they want to know the truth, but rarely do they really want to know the truth. But there is some truth in chaos, and maybe the truth in chaos is that they're looking at the power couple situation and what's the best way that we can make this happen and give us both control and power. And then you have the new plan. You have the new, Ace of Pentacles, new government, new president, new path forward. Yeah. I think they're strategizing is what I think of, because Usha hasn't been happy in a while. She hates people following him around. She hates the fact that they can't go on vacation. She hates the fact that he's been so two-faced and is just as disgusting as he is, hangs out with all the other pedos and for entertainment and spiritual purposes only. She doesn't like any of that, even though Usha, I read on her before, and she's an opportunist as well, but she's tired of everything that comes with him. And I also am not sure she's feeling well. So she could be dealing with some health issues too. Let me just ask on that. Is Usha dealing with some health issues as well? Yeah. Is Couch Boy and CK's widow, are they strategizing a plan of connection? We'll put it that way. Yes, and how they could be a power couple ensuring the presidency. Uh-huh. Because she's got all of his supporters, right? That she could bring with her should he need to go through another election, right? And then he is going to love bomb the American people after F-45 takes a dirt nap and try to get more people on his side and get everybody to chill out a little bit. Yeah, I think it's all part of a plan. I mean, we're living in a freaking reality show, and it's all part of a new government leadership plan and how they can be a power couple and get the most votes from all of the megas. I'm super private my phone. Refused to give them my DL. I may try another account. I've only used PP and none of my other apps. Thanks for confirming this suspicion. Aunt B, definitely think Usha is sick mentally, just worn out, and is taking a toll on her body. She doesn't look at it all, and her energy is exhausted plus negative energy. Yeah, I think she's actually sick though. Like I don't know, like there's something wrong, not just exhausted from him, even though that would be enough to do anybody in. I feel like there's something else going on with her. And so he may know that and be waiting for both of them to take a dirt nap and then make his move. Or, I mean, it may just depend on timing of, and she may not want to go through whatever she's going through dealing with him and his nonsense too. So there are contingency plans being made. That's the feels that I get from all of that, and it's all just disgusting. So it's all unfortunate and disgusting, and there you go. So okay, I have Witching Hour and the Halloween Oracle deck. Who wants some Halloween oracles? Who wants an oracle deck draw? If I could get a sentence out, that would be great. Yeah. Skyfire, probably. I don't know. I don't want to speak to that. I would hope not, but it wouldn't surprise me. Let's put it that way. The only thing that matters to these people is money and power. That's what matters to them. So if they can make him money or give him power, sure. If they're going to take money and power from him, he probably won't want anything to do with them. Edward Kenneth, good idea. Try it on phone app. Yeah, I would try it on phone app. Okay, does anybody want an oracle read from a Halloween oracle read from Witching Hour or the Halloween Oracle? Who wants one? Oh, I'm going to drink some tea from my Harry Potter. I solemnly swear I'm up to no good mug. Skyfire wants Witching Hour. Okie dokie. Okay. Okay, Skyfire, witching hour. Okay, hold on here. One more. Checking a little bookie book. Okay. Interesting. Skyfire. Get breaking illusions. So, where in your life are you telling yourself one story where it's possibly another story? So maybe you're not giving yourself enough credit on the successes that you've had and with things that you've done well. And then I get reach out. So, it's okay to ask for help. Believe me, I am one of the worst about that. I have a very hard time asking for help. I'm like, I can do it. I can do it all. I can do everything. Sometimes you can't. I continually learn the hard way on that one. But I'm feeling like, what's going on in your head is I think you're greater than you tell yourself you are. And maybe just take some time to acknowledge your successes and acknowledge how amazing you are and what a gift you are to this world. But if you need some help, go ahead and reach out for it. And then, this is the confidence card. So acknowledging the successes you've had and own that to help build the confidence to show people how amazing you are as well. And not only showing other people how amazing you are, but for you to believe how amazing you are, which builds your confidence. So that's what I get for you on your Witching Hour Oracle. Okay. Oh. And Jade Flowers wants... Oh, Terry. Sorry. Terry, you're first here. Terry gets Witching Hour as well. Okay. Terry gets Witching Hour. Yeah, Skyfire on that one. Like I am, I'll take care of everybody else, and it shouldn't be difficult, but for some reason it is challenging. Like I'm the last person I take care of, right? And I'm the first one to tell you, you got to have your own cup full first before you can help other people. In fact, my guides even this morning, as soon as I woke up, they showed me a picture of the Ace of Cups from the deck I usually use, which is the water overflowing in the cup, which is their message to me. Don't forget to take care of yourself first before, put your own oxygen mask on first before you can help others. So yeah, message is getting through. So that's why I'm going to probably be doing like every other day on here and trying to get to the gym more and take care of me so I can help take care of others. So, I don't know why it's hard, but it is. It's like, oh no, I got other things. I got other people I got to take care of. Terry wants Witching Hour. Oh, funny. I mean, not funny, but funny, but curious. Interesting. Hold on here. Interesting. So this is curious. As I was shuffling with you, I was thinking, I was trying kind of honing in on your energy. And now you saw me shuffling. Well, this is why I said, oh, funny, but it's, I mean, again, not really funny, but curious. You get the Breaking Illusions card as well. So same message for you. Where in your life have you, are you more amazing than you think you are? You know, I think especially women tend to not acknowledge our own goddess energy, right? We tend to do what I do, which is I'm fine. Everything's great. We're cool. We can do this. We can do everything. Right. But at the same time, we never feel like we're enough very often. Right. So let's break some illusions and maybe acknowledge your successes and acknowledge things that you've done well in your life and acknowledge how amazing you are. Also, the next card that came up is friendship. So this is encouraging you to spend time with a friend, maybe one that you haven't seen in a while, or one that you keep thinking, yeah, we got to get together, and you just don't, or one that's been coming to mind. There might be a friend that needs you, or also you could use the company of a friend. So this is calling for you to connect with some friends. So not only acknowledging your amazing goddess energy, but go connect with some friends and just, take that friendship healing time and bring that close to you. So I think sometimes we get so busy that we, especially as we get older, we tend to spend less and less time with friends because they're so busy trying to do everything that needs to be done. Well, I think there's somebody that you're supposed to be connecting with. So who is it that you've been thinking about that you haven't had time to connect with that you maybe should at least coordinate some plans? And then there's also, you get the Justice card. So where in your life are there inequities? That's what I've been trying to, for me personally, for example, I've been trying to balance out. Where is my inequity? Where, like my friend Shannon said, what can you give up? What can you give up? Like nothing. I can't give up anything. Well, but as John said, I don't need to light everything on fire all the time. I don't have to, for example, I don't need to do YouTube 7 days a week. I can do it 3 to 5 days a week, right? And still go to the hospital and go to the gym and, do those things that create balance in your life. Where are some inequities, either with how somebody is treating you or in your life where you can create more balance? But that's what this is calling on you for, is to acknowledge the things that you've done well and really, really feel that in your heart, that, and own that the good things that you've done and the things that have gone well in your life. Go spend some time with a friend and maybe sit and reflect on where there's some inequities in your life and try to figure out how you can balance those inequities a little more. So that's what I get for you. Let's see. Maureen, it's Halloween and you're watching Christmas movies on Hallmark. I'm pretty sure that's what my mom is doing as well. She loves the Hallmark Christmas movies. That's so funny. Okay, who is next? Let's see. Jade, Halloween Oracle. Okay. Yay, somebody wants the Halloween one. I'll put these back. Halloween Oracle. These are so big. But if I remember correctly, they actually do traditional shuffling pretty well. So, yeah. Yeah, these are easier to shuffle that way. Okay, Jade Flowers wants Halloween Oracle. Jade, you get Zombie, which is a control card. So this is asking you to think about where in your life you feel like you've lost control, or that you feel like others maybe are controlling you. And it may not necessarily be as direct as that. It could be like, I have to work so much, or I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this. And there's a lot of have to, because you're controlled, which I totally get. But where in your life are you feeling out of control, or are you in some kind of a relationship, either personal or professional or otherwise, where you feel like somebody else is controlling you? But this is about control. This is asking you to examine your life of where you feel out of control, and think about what are going to be some plans to rectify that. But also, you have the Scrying card, which is asking you to tap into your intuition. So if if you're feeling like there's somebody that's trying to control you more than you want to, I would sit and reflect with your guides of what should I do about this? What's my balance plan? How do I rectify this situation? And you also get Lady de los Muertos, which is acceptance and equality. So she is all about kind of your feminine goddess and your feminine power, and she demands equality, right? So this seems to be kind of a message on, are you feeling like you're not fully in control of you? Like others maybe have control over you more than you would like. It's asking you to examine that, check in with your intuition and on exactly what the plan is to help kind of balance that out a bit. But also, own your inner goddess, and demand acceptance, demand equality, and demand respect. You don't let people take advantage of you. So you have every right to be here and breathe and fully be you, and acknowledge your inner goddess and acknowledge your power, and let the world see it and own it. So that's what I'm getting for you on this one. Let's see here. Okay. You're welcome, Terry. Jade, I find that giving someone a compliment for the day helps in many ways. Yes. People think I'm odd a lot of times because random stranger, if there's something I like, I compliment them on it. Because I think especially women, and women complimenting women is huge because so often it just doesn't happen. If I like somebody's shirt or outfit or shoes or watch or whatever, it doesn't matter. If there's something that I like, I usually stop them and tell them, oh, I like your shirt, or I love the colors in that, or you look really pretty today, or it just I think we need to lift each other up more, and I always try to do that. I remember one time in particular when I was still held captive in my marriage. Anyway, I was we were at church, and a woman came up to me and she's like, "You have the most beautiful hair." And I'm like, "Wow, well, thank you." And it was kind of not every day was great in my life at that point. And it was just that simple comment just made me feel so much better, to the point to where I still remember it today. And it was like, wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And she didn't have to say that. She just, she wanted to give a compliment. And, it was very kind of her. So, just to try to compliment people whenever you can. I do it to men and women, and just everybody needs it, especially in our world right now. There's so much that's negative. Tiny little things like that can, make a huge difference with somebody. So anyway, so good idea, Jade. I like that you do that. Oh, PayPal. Oh, no, really? I just don't, because PayPal's owned by certain people that I don't care for. So I try to stay away from it. Also, I had PayPal hacked in my past, and so I'm very hesitant to use it. So one of the worst possible times for me to get hacked is I was putting on a conference. It was a healing conference, and it was it was big. It was at a hotel, and I had several presenters and several people attending, and it came time to pay for the event, and somehow my PayPal got hacked and all the money went away. And there I am, like, I can't pay the hotel. It was great. So that was and then I went to the bank and they're like, well, that's what you get by using them. I'm like, seriously? That's how people are paying, So I hesitate using PayPal at all anymore. So just because of that issue. But I can try Cash App maybe. But I'm sorry, Aunt B. I'll work on that. I'll see what I can do. Let me know. Email me. If you try to, Aunt B, since you've had issues in particular, email me if you would, and then I'll try sending you a direct link that way and see if that helps. So far, I haven't had anybody else say there's an issue, but maybe they just haven't spoken up. So if anybody has an issue, I do have an Amazon link and the Venmo link, but if anybody ever has any issues, just email me directly and we'll try to figure it out. So thank you, though. I appreciate it. Yeah, it is in the description of the video and on the channel, actually. Rosie, Halloween deck, and I was right about your kitty. Oh, hey, what happened with her? I know you were going to take her to the vet. Were they able to help her? What happened with your kitty, Rosie? And I'll do a card draw for you too. I've been thinking about your poor little kitty. I know you got her. And she was not in good shape. Poor little kitty. So sad. I was thinking maybe they could help give her some anti-anxiety meds or something. PayPal owns Venmo. No, really? I didn't know that. Oh, man. Oh, you just burst my bubble, man. I didn't know that. Well, all right. No excuse then. Oh, she's gone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rosie. Poor baby. At least she didn't suffer anymore. Poor baby. Okay, Rosie, let's play some Halloween cards. Interesting. There's a little bit of a theme here. Well, I guess it's good. So, Rosie, the lamp came up for you. So the lamp is about remembrance and remembering those that came before us, kind of an ancestor card. Remembering the good memories, the light in somebody's soul, which is the lamp. Somebody who's passed on already, crossed over already. Maybe your kitty. Maybe it's your kitty saying hi. It could be, but it's remembering those that have passed and remembering the good time. Oh my gosh, it totally could be your kitty. Could be people too, but it could be your kitty. Just, try to keep the light alive in your heart by remembering them. And I totally think this is your kitty. This is a reading for this. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay, because the next card is Winter, the sacredness of pausing. So winter is when everything goes to sleep, right? And it's the quiet time before the rebirth. So taking time for reflection, for pause, to just assess everything that's going on, and just taking the moment to heal from things that need to be healed, and taking the time you need before moving forward again. It's okay to pause. And then, interestingly enough, the next one is the underworld, where all things pause and begin again. So this is very similar to the winter card, actually. The winter card is about stillness. The underworld is about pausing, but then, again, before they begin again. So you will move forward. Things will get better. This is the things to look forward to after the pause. So how interesting that this is the remember those that have passed. Remember the light from their being with you, and taking time to pause and reflect and just take a moment to heal. And then know that after the pause, there will be, more abundance in life, and you'll be able to move forward. Spring will come again, essentially. So that is your message. Oh, I wonder if that's that must be from your kitty. So, how sweet. So just, self-healing and self-care, and take some time to heal and remember the good things. Okay. And Bora Bora, happy Halloween to you as well. Cookie, I will check my email. Thank you. I will do that. Thank you. Bora Bora, I don't like overly scary or violent movies either. I don't either. I don't watch the horror flicks. I've never been a Halloween movie person. It's not that they scare me. I just think they're stupid. So I'm like, I could find other things I want to watch. Okay. Real life is much more scary to me, truthfully. Jade Flowers, will I give you a compliment for the day? You are a stunning light that shines brightly. Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh, you have no idea. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Back at you. Thank you. Practical Magic with Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock. I never saw that one. That would be a fun one, but that's not like stupid, gory Halloween Jason-y movie. That's a different kind of movie. I like those kinds. So I've never seen Practical Magic though. Honestly, I should probably watch that. And Hocus Pocus, I never saw that one either. I need to see that one too. Angel, I'm so tired. I thought you said practice magic. Rosie, you're welcome. Let's see. Oh, I never saw Casper either. Apparently I haven't seen any of them. Well, that's, I remember Ghostbusters. I saw that back in the 80s. Yeah. Thank you, Bora Bora. My friend Shannon made this for me last year, actually, and I kept it and decided I would wear it again today. I should have worn it at work. We're not really supposed to like dress up at work, but this is like right on the edge. I think this would keep it from me being able to wear it at work, but I debated. I might next year. Maybe I'll try it and just see if I get away with it. But thank you very much. Okay. Anybody else want a reading? Want a little Halloween card pull? If not, I'll do a collective drawing and probably call it here. Let's see. All right. There is a weird. Okay. Let's do a collective pull from the classic Gilded Tarot Royale. Love this deck. It's such a beautiful deck. Oh, Aunt B, just in time. You wanted a Halloween. You can have a Halloween one. Okay. Cookie, go get some rest. I don't know what that is. Honestly. I get like 4 to, if I'm lucky, 6 hours of sleep a night. Because even though like when you do videos, on your end, it's maybe, half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever. There's actually several hours of work that go into setting it up and doing the thumbnails and, uploading it and all that kind of stuff. And, doing research for stuff ahead of time. And so I probably put, I would say 45 hours a day into the YouTube channel on top of my working and everything else too. So it's a thing. Okay, let's see. Aunt B. Aunt B. Curious. Aunt B, you got zombie also. So what in your life, where do you feel like you are not in control? There's something that you're not feeling like you're in total control of. And there are the skull of darkness. This is about the blind spots in your life. So have you guys ever gone into ground news? They ground news is great because they say this is being shown on the left, this is being shown on the right, these things are being, pretty center, they're being shown on both the left and right. And then they give you articles and stories that are blind spots that nobody's covering but are often newsworthy. Where can you look? Or like what I do when I start looking into things, and I'm like, something's not right. And then I start looking into it and I find all these little nuggets and I follow the trail, right? Where's a blind spot in your life that you need to look at that either you don't want to look at or maybe you just haven't looked at? There's something that needs attention that you're ignoring or you're not seeing that you should be seeing. So maybe pay attention to what your blind spots are. And then you also got the ancestors card. So honoring your ancestors, you are who you are because of your ancestors. The love and legacy of your DNA is what this pours in. So your ancestors are always there supporting you. They're there with us. They are, they're there if we ever have any questions or want to talk to them or want to feel them. Honestly, they're there in a split second. As soon as you think about them or call them in, they're there. They don't have the, time is actually an illusion in our plane of existence. They don't really have that there. They can go forward, backward, wherever. So the minute you call them in, they're there. The minute you think of them, they're there. So, they're there to support us. Some of them choose to be our active guides at different points of our life as well. So, pay homage to, and that's what Dia de los Muertos is all about too, the day after Halloween. So tomorrow is Dia de los Muertos, and that's the day to honor your ancestors, to honor those that have passed, to appreciate their life and all, because they lived, you live. So, maybe reflect on what are some gifts you received in your life because of your ancestors. So, look at where you're feeling out of control in your life, but perhaps why you're feeling out of control is because there's something that you need to be looking at. There's a blind spot that needs to be illuminated. And maybe reflect with your ancestors. If you need assistance with things, ask for their help or ask for their guidance, but also thank them for what they have brought forth. Because they existed, you exist. What are some things that you can say in gratitude to your ancestors, especially tomorrow, since that's what tomorrow is for. All Saints Day is what it was renamed as, but Dia de los Muertos, it's depending on which wherever you practice your traditions, but it's the same thing. It's honoring ancestors who have passed. So take a look at that. Take a look at the blind spots that might help you see where you can have more control in your life, and connect with your ancestors and ask for their help and their guidance. So there you go. Bora, oh yes, showing support tonight. Thumbs up. Thank you. The door on the right. Mine, it could be like the light focusing on me, that maybe when I move in and out, I notice that the lighting changes in the room and around me. That might be what it is. So, okay. So I'm going to pull for everybody. I'm going to pull for everybody. The classic Gilded Tarot Royale. Do 3-card collective draw. Edward, love and light to you, your family, and that grandbaby. That little soul has a legion of guardian angels watching over. Thank you so much. And B makes sense because my home was given to me by my Mimi. It's my dad that is still refusing to fix the floor so I can move. I can't see how to get him to fix it. Can you get somebody else to fix it? Can you fix it? YouTube is a miraculous resource. I have learned to do so much in my house by watching YouTube. I am so grateful for YouTube. I fixed my fireplace with YouTube. There are so many things I have learned thanks to YouTube. So maybe you can do it. Don't wait for him. Just do it on your own. You go, girl. Okay. The collective. So it's interesting because this is a card that leapt out is Temperance. And I feel like right now, a lot of us are feeling like we just want to scream. And it's so hard, trying to keep our emotions in check with everything going on in the world and not getting triggered by he who shall not be named and watching the things that are happening and not really having control over them and having temperance. So this is just the universe is asking us to trust the universe, have temperance, that all will be well. It's not ideal for us. However, forever, so many of us have been saying it has to get bad enough for the megas to hurt. It won't be until they hurt that change starts to happen, right? We've been saying this forever. Well, guess who has most of the food stamps and, healthcare assistance and everything else? It's most of them are in red states. Not that blue states don't have them and not that Democrats don't have them, but the reality is, numbers wise, most of the red states have most of the assistance. It won't be until they hurt, until the support is gone and those that are mega rise up. They have to hurt because it doesn't matter until they hurt. They don't care if other people hurt. It's only they wait until they hurt. So regrettably, the rest of us have to get dragged through the mud before that happens. So the universe, it's happening painfully, but it's happening. But the universe is asking us to just hang in there, man. Have temperance, because there is a new beginning coming. The Fool is a new beginning. Breath of fresh air, and this new beginning is gonna help us from this nightmare situation that we're all in. So the universe is acknowledging, yeah, we're in a nightmare situation, yeah, we want to we're going crazy and it's so depressing and it's really tough, but hang in there because there's a new beginning coming. So just hang on everybody. We are going to be okay. But we got to go through it. Regrettably, we got to go through it. Then, cool now. Oh, sorry, Aunt B. Don't know. So interesting. Okay. All right, everybody. Tuesday is the reschedule for what was supposed to happen last Tuesday. Peaceful Nick the medium. She and I are collaborating on Tuesday. So I had my grandbaby was born last Tuesday, so we had to reschedule. We're bumping it out to this next Tuesday, which is election day, so should be fun. We're going to do some politic reads. So I'm very excited because Peaceful Nick and I have not collaborated before yet, or before. So this will be our first time. So very exciting. And Thursday should be Golden Girls Coffee Klatch as well. So we can get information on that. But stay tuned on my posts. I'll keep everybody posted. And then tomorrow, what is today's Friday? So Saturday, tomorrow, I will do a members only live. And then Sunday, I'm going to do a general live as well. Actually, maybe not. Okay. I don't know. Stay tuned. I'm trying to remember. I don't have to set everything on fire. I can do a little bit at a time because I still have to go see my grandbaby tomorrow. So anyway, stay tuned. I'll figure it out. I'll put things in the post. Thank you again, everybody, for your patience and your understanding and your latitude. Really appreciate you. Thank you, Rosie, for your congratulations. And thank you very much, Edward. I really appreciate everybody and thank you so much. So happy Halloween, happy Samhain, happy Celtic New Year. Remember to release all that is old, set intentions for the new, and move forward in brand new light. So thank you, everyone. Love and peace, and I will update you in the post section. Take care.